Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Rifa, and I'm going to show you how I made this type of cover where you could change the inside in and out with a pocket. This is the mini happy planner classic size, and I'm going to show you how to make it in macro size today. So if you want to see how I make that, then stay tuned. Leftover piece from when I made the original cover, so it should be enough where I could still slip in. Here, I can still slip in a piece of paper. Now I think I might have to. I think it's a little short. Actually, it's of good height. The bottom is a little open here, so we could have fixed that problem. And wish what this is going to be for. So first things first, I have a template here, which is now if it's easier for you to make these templates this size, I don't have an actual micro happy planner, happy notes. So you just Google it up, it gives you the size. So I just did this a 1/4 inch wider because I wanted the actual front and back to be just a little wider. So here, I'll show you. This is my Hindi language. One, I'm changing the ring. So when you hole punch it to put it on, it's going to be probably as wide as, almost as wide as if I laminated it. See? Almost as wide. If you wonder who that is, that's Prabhas. I think I probably pronounced that wrong, but I love Bollywood. Sidetracked. So I think I want this corner because I need 2 pieces out of this. So I'm going to put it here. And you could use a Sharpie or a regular pen. I am using a paper trimmer. It's just easier right now, but you don't have to. You can use regular scissors or a ruler or a blade. But it's just easier right now. If you're wondering, I'm going to flip it upside down so that it... So I'm pretty much going to flip it this way so that the hole punching is on this side. Now make up for that, since it is a 1/4 inch a little taller, like probably a little under a 1/4 inch taller. When you insert paper, you don't have to worry about so much hole punching. I prefer punches so that they're both attached, but again, so now speaking of the inside, in the inside part here, you could actually hot glue this shut if you wanted to, and just leave it like that, no pocket. All right, but see, for me, I don't mind that it's a little flimsy, because you could just take this piece of cardstock. You could actually do that. Take a piece of cardstock, laminate it to that so it's a little bit more sturdy, and then just cut this down as a pocket. And you know what? We might do that today, because I didn't do that for the other 2. So let's cut one more. Now for this one, it's going to be open on pretty much both sides. See? This sheet. Now in reality, you don't have to use this sheet. You could leave it just like this, which I'm going to do for the back this time, and then with this, I'm gonna seal this up and use this as its pocket. Because it is the micro, it's okay. With the mini one, I was able to get a pocket in the front and the back. And all you can do is buy a Dollar Tree binder that has this see-through window and cut it down. I took them because we had old binders here and they were ripped at the side, and that's a great way to repurpose it. The cardboard though is really thick to punch through, especially with these hole punch. It was super thick. So I would recommend, if you're gonna keep a board inside, I would replace it with a different type of board. So let me go plug in my hot glue gun. You would need one to seal it up if you're going to do it this way. If you're wondering, I'm just using, what is it, Huntington Homes hot glue gun. I got it from Aldi's. It's a hot mess. Gotta figure out how to clean it. So now that is on. Gonna use my cute little dish here to. I laid on its side for that purpose because of how the dish is. So while that's heating up, go to get a piece of cardstock and I have a little bit left over from of double-sided tape, but you don't need much of that right off. So I'm just gonna we'll just use this, measure it out. Now I've tried before the Happy Planner punch. Some reason doesn't like me, so it won't punch through it. But we have a tester. Doesn't like punching through it. I think I probably got a wonky one because I see people with theirs and they be punching through. Let me go ahead and cut this. We need 2. I always like to use a clean edge on either side, so pretty much always strip out the middle piece. I'm okay with it being a little under short. So I'm going to pre-punch these so it's much easier to punch through. And again, I'm just using the Happy Planner punch. It's much easier just facing me. Again, if you don't have the Happy Planner punch, all you gotta do is follow the trace of the Happy Planner marks. Do what you said. Again, this is here. I'll try to leave the measurements down below, but this is it right here. You can go ahead and screenshot that if you didn't get to in the beginning. But that's just for the outside cover. Now, I recommend if you're gonna do a regular cover like this one, just make it the same size as the paper inside, 3x4, pretty much. It works out just as well, because when you do it like this hangs over quite a bit and it feels much more awkward, especially if you're not using thick laminate. So here. And being if I hold it out with the light, I could see the holes. If you guys could see that there, I could see where the holes are. which I'm going to take a little piece of double-sided tape. If you do want to see an actual tutorial of the bigger size, I will definitely do one. Just comment down below, let me know. But if you haven't never seen my channel before and you are new here or returning, you know, it'd be nice to see the oldies here. But if you're new here, I do planner videos on this channel, which is Plan With Me's and DIYs for planner inserts. And there is definitely more to come. If you haven't, I have done a planner insert for my pet, which is my dog Chuchi. I have done an insert for a weekly and a monthly habit tracker, which is reusable, so it's not like a one-time tracker. And coming up next would be my Sunday routine, because I learned that I prefer self-care Sunday, and those days is where I, you know, spend time, take care of myself. And I just, if it have a routine, you know, everything you do that day, it works out much better. Set some time aside. It doesn't have to be all day, because I wait until the afternoon. I start 5, 7 o'clock, but we'll save that for another video. So here's that one. And I'm going to turn it this way. And I think this hot glue gun is ready. So I'm just going to add a little bead. Forget there's no glue stick in here. Add a little bead of hot glue at the bottom for now, just to hold it. And I'm gonna go ahead and punch this. So I mean, when you have the inside piece pre-punched, it makes it a whole lot more easier. Sometimes the Dollar Tree punches does that, but it makes it much more easier to know exactly where the hose is, and you don't like make some up here and then down there and then up. It won't be so wonky. Especially with the cut guide. Now, if you have a hole punch that could go through all of that, that definitely saves you to time. I've heard the Levenger punch works, but it's a little bit more shallow than the actual depth of this here for the Happy Planner, but it works still. But it still fits in the Happy Planner. It works just as fine. And at home, Makita is the one who taught me about, you know, the Levenger. And I haven't seen anybody really, I don't know, I didn't probably do a good research, but I haven't seen anybody who's taken an actual binder other than, you know, those little poly binders from Dollar Tree and turn it into a cover. But taking an actual binder like this and using it pretty much like a interchangeable cover while giving you functionality, which is pretty neat. Alright, so now that they are punched, we could go ahead and seal this all up. So when it comes to the holes, all you gotta do is just go in between the spaces. Nothing more than that. Squeeze it down. Just be careful because it is hot. Now with the outside clear part, I actually do not plan on gluing this down. And the reason for that is I put the piece of paper. I said it is a little shorter, so you probably have to match it up, but I'm going to have something else to cut with that size. It's easy to slip the piece of paper, per se, if you punch it so it can hold here. The only thing I probably will do is probably glue the bottom, but we'll see when we get there. Again, you don't have to really glue the whole this part down so much, because again, it's going where the holes are. Alright, so where's the rings? I'm using mini rings and I'm using the gold ones. Just go ahead and just pop the front cover on. And for the stability part, I'm actually going to... Oh, and if you're wondering where those bow grid paper inserts from, they're from right here. hwgbkdk. I'll try to link it down below. So I'm just gonna pop in these inserts, and I just remembered that we need to take back off this front cover. So being that this isn't rounded, it's gonna look a little wonky, but it's pretty much how it look. Go ahead and I'll show you what I mean if you don't glue down the sides. But I'll probably go back over and glue them down. Alright, so that's pretty much how that goes. Now here you could put a piece of die cut here if you wanted to. I can't remember where I got this die cut from, but I know it was out of planner subscription box. So you could hot glue that there to keep there neat. You stick it here. Now let's get to the pocket part. Now, I don't mind it being this tall. Just gonna do my best to cut it down a bit. You could cut it past the holes if it makes it easier for you, or you don't have to recut the holes. Again, this is your preference. You take it and you run with it. So you're just gonna lay down a thin bead of glue. I know it's probably somewhere up this way. Start off with it as far as it could go. And there you pretty much have a pocket. Not too sure if this size paper would fit. It's not gonna fit, but if you have a cut piece of paper, you could do it for decorative purposes. Pretty much just like that. Just gonna clean up any glue that I see. That looks a little out of control, but I'll just leave that there for now. And the cover piece. Now I have images that I printed offline, and they're pretty much personal use images only. And I'm thinking, so it's pretty much like this. I just printed them off online. Now you could do a plain one. I just made the template in Word document, in a Word doc. I think I might cut down the hole punching, which is much easier because you could just, so it would be shorter than 3 by 3. It would be shorter in width. Instead of being 3 inches wide, it would probably be maybe 2 3/4. So you could do it like that. And I'm going to actually put a bead of hot glue at the bottom. Since we're not using the hole punches on that side to hold it, I'm going to put a bead of hot glue. Let's slap the cover back on. Forgot that I didn't punch the back. So let's go ahead and do that now. Well, I didn't really have to cut it, to be honest, the slits. There we go. So here we have this. Just look up Google Images. Again, you probably don't want to do 4 inches tall up here, but that's okay. Let's try.